Hello and welcome to Manchester Explorer, and in this quick video we're going to check out one of the remaining rail yards in Manchester, New Hampshire, or what's left of it. And one of the reasons why I'm filming this is that I got a feeling that whatever's remaining here is going to be disappearing fairly soon, as they've been clearing this area up slowly. And there used to also be a building here which was called the Manchester MA Switch Tower. It was part of the B&M railroad system that used to go down to Lawrence, Massachusetts, and I believe it headed up north all the way to the tip of New Hampshire for the most part. And there was also a passenger line that went down south, and that led to Boston at one point. But that building that I just mentioned, that switch tower, it was recently destroyed, as I'm kind of upset, as I've been wanting to film it, but I'm a little late to the punch. I did film it about a year or two ago, and I believe I posted it on my channel, but back then I was more about checking out homeless camps and ranting and raving about the homeless people, so I deleted it, which was, in my opinion, a mistake, as now the building is gone. Although I managed to find another channel by chance where someone else filmed it, and I'll post a link in the comment section, in my description section rather, so check it out. But yeah, I get a feeling a lot of this is going to be changing soon. As you're going to see, as this opens up, there's a lot of defunct railroad lines that have no purpose, as the only one that's being used is the one to my very left at the moment. There's still a train that runs here, but it's not frequent. Maybe once a day, if that, you'll see it. But to my left, you can't really see, if you can see through that chain link fence, they've been clearing that area out. So I got a feeling this entire area is going to be getting cleaned up at some point. And this area used to be infested with homeless camps, as most of them have been kicked out, but there's still a lot of remnants of them. That machine there, I'm not sure what it is. The thing looks like a dinosaur, but I think that's removing a lot of the steel rails. That's what that thing's doing, slowly but surely. But this was once a pretty good sized train yard. You know, and the mills were hopping. Obviously this was the main form of transporting goods to the south, where a lot of the cotton wool thread that was produced here went down south, and they made clothing and whatnot. I'm no expert on the railroad system by any means, so please bear with me, as this isn't, National Geographic Explorer here. But if you look to the right, you can see just remnants of just homeless waste. This whole area to the right was once filled with homeless camps. I don't know if you can see that. If you're watching this on a large screen TV, you can definitely see it, but it's heavily littered, let's put it that way, on both sides. This is an area that, your average person in Manchester, or people in general, are not going to check out, so I just wanted to film it before it all disappears, as it's just a matter of time. I think the only reason this train's even being used right now is to deliver coal to the power plant in Bow, New Hampshire. I'm not sure if it still goes up north or not. It may. I'm not sure if there's still paper mills up there. There's a large camp here also. And this is why people, I hate to say it, but this is why we're sick of homeless people, because everywhere they go, they leave a mess. They trash everything. They have no respect towards the public. But before I start ranting and raving about the homeless people, let's get back to the railway system here. But right about here, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where this picture was taken. But to my right, where you see that group of trains that are either entering or leaving, That's where the switch station that I was just talking about was located. And also in the distance you can see the Union Station, which was a passenger station that was used for people to either travel north or down to Boston, I believe. And that was a beautiful building that was also torn down. The city did not own that building, as the railway owned it, and as the passenger commuting, you know, just basically went away due to automobiles and the highway systems. They weren't getting much business, so that was the end of that building. It would have been beautiful if they saved it though. That was like such a landmark compared to what's standing there now, which is basically a parking lot and a bank, I believe. That picture may have actually been taken right here. It's kind of hard to pinpoint accurately where it was. And also here's an overhead picture showing the rail yard. And on the top side of the picture, where you see all the trains lined up and the carts and whatnot, that's where Market Basket is now located. My furthest memory of what that area was a Bradley's department store. There may have been a grocery store there as well. I don't remember. It was so long ago, during the early 80s. But on my right is where this building once stood that I'm going to show you guys a few pictures of. And I believe it got torn down last spring or late winter, as I'm very upset that I missed videoing it. In my previous video, the place was just littered. It was full of hypodermic needles. There were a couple homeless people in the video and whatnot, so I just kind of deleted it. But this is right about where the building stood. And here's the first picture. And we'll head up here and I'll show you guys a few more pictures of it. And there was also a train car here, or a box trailer, that used to sit right directly in front of me, which is obviously gone. There was a large homeless camp here as well. They've all since been kicked out. But right about here is where I got a few pictures to show you. I'll start with the oldest one first, and here they are. But all that remains is there's this manual switch here that still exists, which I'll show you in a second. That switch right there is the only thing that's left of the switch station. And there is an electrical, looks like an electrical, what do you call it, conduit there. So it was powered by electricity at one point. Obviously, as I'll show you a few interior pics of the station. But yeah, this is why I bike around and film all these areas. As you can see, that history disappears in a blink of an eye. It's just gone. That was a neat building, but it really served no purpose. You know what I mean? It had to go. What else are they going to do with it? It was just unfortunately, it was just a homeless hangout. And we'll continue on and just get some more footage of this area before it disappears. Let me get off these off the railroad here. It's a bit harsh riding around here. Again, all this trash, it's all from homeless people. Kind of a boring video, but I just wanted to document this. Another switch. There's going to be, you may see some homeless people here on the left. This is kind of a hot spot. But there's various control boxes and whatnot on the left also that are remnants of the train system. They've been stripped of their copper and parts many years ago. Yeah, it looks like this area got cleaned out. There was a few tents here the other day, as I often ride to Market Basket, which is directly in front of me right now. I'll get groceries there and I'll ride my bike right down the back side of it, so I'll see what's going on here. Stuff, man. Unreal. Yeah, you can see they're cleaning it up because everything's they have it all in piles. The problem is it gets cleaned up and within a couple weeks they're back. And directly to my left is where the Union Station was. Again, it was a beautiful building. I'll share a few pictures of it. Such a shame that that building got razed. A lot of people, they complain about the city destroying it, but it really wasn't up to the city, as the B&M Railroad owned the building, or some various railroad company. Again, I'm not an expert on the railroad system by any means. But I'm going to cut this video right here, but there will be a second video that I'm going to post right after this one, as there's one building left that still exists of the B&M Railroad, and I'm going to show you that one next.